Stupid. Finally. Those deaths, though. Where's that? Hexing pants. Got my no gen. Finally. Finally. And I got a petrified scream. Oh man. Oof. That was so hard to play. Ah, Oh man, I am so happy. Sheesh. That is crazy. I'm so glad I got that 135 down, man. I really wanted to go to do that before 1500. I mean, I'm still way before 1500, but like I I wanted to. It's so important. But then, oh man, I just saw something really dumb on the thing. Freaking. That stupid thing, man. Why did that thing sometimes change and sometimes it doesn't? I'm so confused by the stupid date thing. I even chose it because it automatically changed every day, and then this time it didn't. Ah, I'm so mad. Whatever. So freaking annoying. God. Supposed to change. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I'm going to start exporting all my highlights there, and then yeah, I'm going to upload the last 4 or 5 attempts that I did, and thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow. We will begin with some other interesting things. I guess. Hey, Sultry. Yeah, I just finished at 135. So glad. Under 1500. Yeah, and the funny thing is, I'm using no generator. Yeah, no generator. And these are not ancient. And I'm under 1500 Paragon, which is which is nice. Like I I quite like how I've been, going at certain GR tiers at their, like, in season 22, I got my 136 down on God DH right under 2k Paragon. Like, oh my god, laggy Lulu. Okay, I guess I have to play. I was about to go, but I guess I have to play, huh? All right. I'll play. Thank you, thank you. I'll play. I'll play. I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. I'll play. I'll play. Hey, hey, how are you doing? So just now, about probably 15 minutes ago, I just cleared my 135 after 20 tries. Yeah, after 20 tries, I actually got um my 135 down using no generator version that I've been so proud of since mid 27th, since the mid 27th August. Yeah, so I've been trying a lot, and I was using Aquila the whole time, like a lot from since GR 126. And then today I was trying to figure out. I mean, the last time I tried, so total 20 tries. So I've tried 20 times different days. I think that was like the I think it was like the day before yesterday. I tried like around 10 9 to 10 tries. Today about 10 or 11 tries, but anyway, it's around 20 tries. So I've tried with Mage Fist, I've tried with everything else, and then earlier I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go back to the drawing board with hexing pants again, and then I decided to do half and half that I did back in season 23. um thank you so much. So back in season 23, when I play the Firebird Wizard, I normally do half and half. So like either three topaz and two rubies, or two rubies and three topaz kind of deal. Um, I know it's really weird, but the reasoning behind that is because I want to get my armor rating to around 75 or 76% when you mouse over it in the details. So I was like messing around with softcore, unfortunately, right? But my pushes previously though, I had zero death to one death at most for my push attempts. I usually do no death pushes as best I can, but this push that I had to do, there were a lot of situations that were really really bad, and so yeah, so yeah. But anyway, so I use Vault Tumble as well. Uh, I I I play no generator. My rings are not ancient, so I'm lacking a lot of main stat for the sake of the bonus of the Guardian set as well. So I'm liking like minimally, for example, if an ancient COE was better, I could have had more main stat as well. And so, yeah, I'm using Guardian set. Guardian set, no generator, using Vault from the original Shadow Impale. Yeah, I've been pushing no generator throughout the whole time. Yeah, Guardian is really nice. I like Guardian. So my issue here, I have so many issues on this setup. So my helmet is a defensive helmet. I have a non-ancient one that has impale 14% with 6 crit, but I've been using this defensive one the whole time. So I'm I'm short by 15%. Yeah. So early in the season, the first thing I did was all guilds. When I did GR90, when I first did GR90, I did all guilds. And then as soon as I crafted my first uh, um, bracer that isn't this one, it was actually default 20% cold. It was default 20% cold 5.5 as well, crit. And so I played cold, and then I decided no generator because I found the generator very annoying. It's like a delayed, like a half a millisecond delayed kind of impact for me personally, even though I play God DH, it just feels weird. So I started with no generator the whole time. I swapped out, you know, because I like the Guardian set also because you can flex the middle. So in the beginning, I flexed with Visage of Goons because at some point, right, my gear wasn't up to the point where I was speed farming enough anyway. So in case there were some density gaps, I would use Visage of Goons to help me with the hatred issues on lower, such as 90, 95, or whatever, depending on how fast I kill. And then if my friends or party members kill ahead of me, if they're actually faster than me, then Visage of Goons was actually really helpful to help me with some hatred regeneration back when I do the strafe. And so over time, I went from Visage Goons um, all the way through to Frostburns. When I went GR 120 to 125, I did no augment pushes all the way to 125. And I had to use Frostburns to take over the no augment situation. And since after I did the 125 without any augments, I decided to augment. So I augment like 9 to 11 pieces. And then I pushed 126 onwards with like 9 plus augments all the way through. I had zero death throughout all of them. Some of them were uh, maybe one or two cheat death procs, but not any rips. Yes, yes, dominant force. Yeah, it's gonna fall off. Yeah, it was already it already felt like it was falling off very soon for the Guardian set because I'm using no generator, which realistically, without focus and restraint, it's really starting to have difficulty. It's like why can't I just play in peace? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Welcome, by the way. Welcome everyone. Yeah, I need to clean up as well, but just gonna gamble. All right, continuing. So yeah, no generator is very relaxing for your speeds, and that's why it was suggested. And so I decided to the whole time I was pushing, I decide that I will push with no generator because normally no generator is for like speed runs and stuff. I just wanted to finally take that and go with it. Speed pylon. Let me click it. Die. Thank you. Is there anything else on this floor? I mean, there could be one more on this side, right? Okay, okay, okay. Enough pain. Alright, let's go next floor. Wow, I drained all my hatred there. There we go. 117. come on. That was like a sliver second. How are you guys all doing, by the way? I'm sure everyone's ahead of Paragons than I am. First season? Oh, noting all my info. Um, so do you, so you do play this build as well, right? This season? I mean, Wizard's really fun too, right? I mean, but okay. So yeah, the Guardian set makes the center cube slot really flexible depending on where you're at. Whereas if you're playing Generator, it's most likely what mental channeling or reps of clarity and stuff. So like the no generator version, while it has its limitations clearly, it makes the center cube slot really flexible. And so even trying something like hexing pants, which psychedelic was trying the other time, I've also dabbled with hexing pants, but I didn't realize how helpful it was until I decided to try it again for specifically my higher push because I was trying Mage Fist the whole time, and I was like, hmm, maybe I should try something else because I'm already strafing. And in fact, hexing pants is one of my favorite pair of pants ever since for Wand of Woe Wizard back when Reaper of Souls like 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 a little bit after Reaper of Souls launched. Um, my one of my favorite pair of pants is hexing pants. Where am I going? Yeah, you play Impale, but my push build, I prefer Sentry, so you both. Yeah, last season I played some of the Sentry. This season I decided to drop the Sentry stuff for my friend to start out while I play God DH and this. Wow, they, their burst is crazy. So I also have my pickup radius. Do you want to guess what my pickup radius is if you didn't observe have if you hadn't observed it already? My pickup radius for a DPS is really high. I mean, this season, I think the gear drops for everyone. Where am I going? Where am I supposed to go? Oh, the top right. My goodness. This is the worst showing of a speed run. It's like I chose all the wrong directions. Well, at least that says something else. But I chose everywhere but that. Okay, I guess I don't have to click it. So my pickup radius is 15. Well, previously it was 16, but because I changed my pair of boots by like a little bit, it's at 15 total. And for your speed runs, if you use either Blood Vengeance or not at all, having having anything above like even above 12 total is decent for you to grab almost all the stuff you need for your speed run. So I have 15 total here, which is like basically I can just grab and go, grab and go. Like most of the explosions, aside from like a lot of people would gamble in you can you can do echoing solo if you want. This season they from the patch notes they mentioned already that the experience gain is lowered by 83%, right? So the only thing to go higher in GRs is if you want to play the goblin shrines. So if you're not doing any of the goblin shrines, all you need to do is get to 125 for your Whisper of Atonement, and then you can augment your ancient gear. And of course, it's not ancient Cinder Coat. Yes, yeah. So you just want to reach 125, and since you're using Marauder, Marauder is very yeah, Sentry Marauder is very easy. Last season, you know, Marauder can carry all the way through. And it's also good to do solo because then you don't have to worry about wearing a Flavor of Time in groups. So as long as you have a Flavor of Time on your follower, minimally, you're good. Yeah, Sentry, you just place them. So when you go into your Echoing Nightmare, you just look around for the pylons, look which order you want to play them, and then you place your sentry like imagine this waypoint spot is the center of that echoing place. You just place your sentries like right one here, and then one here, and then what like basically just um place your sentries like as though where the pylon positions are realistically, and then the fifth one just in the middle, I guess, kind of thing. Or if the if the layout is like a little bit diagonal, then you would place one right where right where my banner is, and then you cross across diagonally, and then you make like an X marks the spot kind of deal. So depending on the map layout, you can just kind of do that. And then every now and then you run to the edge, you run around and spot whether there's a machine. The machines are basically Stone Singer elite, kind of like the ones that shoot the meteor out. So you just run around and then you drop a sentry or multi-shot them every now and then, and that's it. The Marauder sentry makes that go very easily. I mean, this season there's a lot of easy ones. Like if you're using the Hammer of the Ancients, you just stand in the middle the whole time, basically. Random fire shamans. Poison. Remember to grab your orbs. Spinners. Oh, you made it to 120 for what? The Echoing Nightmare? Um, if you needed more tips for that, how to get to 125, you basically um change your gem, your middle gem, your helmet's gem to topaz as well, and then you want to press your pylons a little later. So like you want to start with like speed for, let's say, well, you want to start your speed at around like 80, like basically, and then your um power pylon is probably like 100, and then channeling for like around the same time as well, and then you should get to one, and then your conduit last, and then you'll be good to go. So you basically time it out as you need. So if you like to keep speed for your mobility, then keep speed for your mobility. Yeah, you can pop them, relative to your timing if you want, but 120 first try isn't bad. Yeah, 120 is good. You just have to vault around, you know. It might take you some time to understand like all the meteors and stuff, which you probably noticed by now. So those are like situational, to where in solo it's easier because you control the situation. In groups, if somebody runs all over the place quite a lot, and also if the monsters are very, very scattered, you almost have like no room to like. um so so with that 120, I mean, you can, um but if you have more petrified screams, you should try to get them all to 125 before you augment. But there's no harm, in augmenting even with that 120 that you just got. So like any ancients that you have that you're intending to use for like some time, or even if you are like lacking damage in your GR push or something, you can just start augmenting your ancient pieces. So to augment, you basically go to page 10. You go to page 10, you put in that Whisper of Atonement, you put in your Flawless Royal Emerald, and the ancient item. So it basically replaces the requires rank. Yes, you can. So the Whispers of Atonement, that's why I mentioned that you might not necessarily want to use that 120, but you know, it's not difficult, and if you have quite a lot of Petrified Screams, you can always just override it if you want. But, you know, that just depends on whether you feel like you have enough Petrified Screams to just override it at some point, since it's only 5 tiers difference. So it's not a big deal, but you can just augment a different piece. So use the 120 on your weakest piece. But yes, you can, because the Whispers of Atonement shows the slash 150. If you mouse over it, if you mouse over the Whisper of Atonement gem, it gives you that 125 slash 150. When it says that, it means you can upgrade it in your regular GRs. As long as you do a high enough GR that you can upgrade them. You only have three of those. Yeah, so if you can handle, so yeah, so if you're doing using the strafe impale, if you if you're already able to do 125, or you just do it in groups, so like maybe you have wizard friends or something, or like even the full meta, like meta groups. If you have the meta groups, then you can just guarantee yourself faster to get from that 120 to 125 before you augment it with it. But you want to make sure you have at least 60% chance to upgrade. Yeah, you have to wait. So it so if you're like lacking damage, if you're like lacking damage, just augment that 120 on a piece that you think you're gonna replace at some point. Meaning that it's an ancient, but it's like a low ancient, like a really crappy ancient. So for example, my pair of boots is one of the weakest. It's one of the weakest one. And so if I had a 120, I would put 120 on my boots. Because for example, my pair of pants, while while it is bad, meaning that it is both dexterity and vitality are under 600, but because this is already an all resist version, I wouldn't necessarily put the 120 on this pair of pants because I'm going to be using this pair of pants for some time unless I get, you know, versions that are like 625 plus like immediately after, right? So you need to find out which pieces of gear are like your weakest ancient and then just augment that 120 for immediate damage boost. So there's an old method before we were given these Whispers of Atonement, or even in season 25 where we had soul shards, where you can just level to level 3 soul shard and it gives the 125. Before this kind of static 125-ish augments, right? We used to level up our traditional legendary gems, right? And I often teach people how to use their augment gem like a bookmark. So when I say that to find your weakest item, right? Your weakest ancient that you're using, augment it with that 120, right? And then at some point when you have a consistent amount of 125 augments on your other ancient pieces, when you mouse over your gear, so let's say a week later, you mouse over all your gear, you're like, which should I upgrade now? Which should I upgrade now? Well, when you mouse over, the one that you haven't gotten a 125 augment on it, that's like a bookmark. That's like an indicator, a red light saying that, yes, this is the item that I need to upgrade the most because my augment was low, and this is one of the original ancient pieces that I only have, right? So for example, if you're yeah, because sure, RNG will say, well, if you augment right now, the next GR you do you might get an upgrade anyway, right? So there is that RNG factor, but even that, at least you know that you didn't quote unquote waste a 125 on something that you will replace pretty quickly. So if the ancient is rolled really poorly, but you're still using it because, well, it's usable to a certain extent, then you augment it just to gain that main stat and damage to help facilitate your speed runs faster, you know. But at the end of the day, any lower gems, any lower augment ranks, you just use it like a bookmark, where immediately once you mouse over, it tells you which ones your your weakness is. Because if everything is 125, everything kind of just looks good already. And a lot of times before this 125 rank was up, a lot of people use 100 legendary gem rank, right? So you augment everything at 100, for example, as a baseline. And so if everything is at a baseline of 100, what do you upgrade? Well, there's a chance, for example, you know how the Gears of Dreadland, the God DH, the belt, for example, you augmented your belt, or every piece of gear is augmented, okay? But the belt is like at 165% legendary passive. And if all your augments are on the same rank, when you kind of don't look close enough, you don't realize that that legendary passive is still low, where you can actually gain a lot of damage from upgrading that piece. So let's say that Gears of Dreadland set is the set that you're playing. And so I would augment with that 120 on an ancient belt like that, the Hunter's Wrath, so that it acts like a bookmark in the future, where this 120 indicates that, oh, this is only still a 165 and it has a higher potential to get 30 more percent, or even, up to 200% for the legendary passive, which means that I know exactly what I need to look out for during drops, during looting, because eventually the Hunter's Wrath needs work. Whereas if every augment is at the same level, you just assume that you're done. Like, I have all ancient gear, I have them all augmented to 125. Technically, you're done. Like, it's kind of like seasonal journey, right? If if somebody uses the seasonal journey as kind of like their objective, then once you complete your seasonal journey, you're done for the season, so to speak, right? So when people start augmenting all 13 pieces, and then it has the same rank, sometimes when you mouse over, you don't see what to upgrade. So the gem number, the gem rank, the augment rank is a way to fast track the thing, knowing that you accidentally have one that is a 120. So I know that was very long-winded, but basically, if you have a lower rank gem, use it on a weaker ancient. Of course, it's not ancient cinder coat. Got a message in game. Let's see what it was.